Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfella Sports TV, seeing Errol Spence. Chill out. Seeing Errol Spence addressing PEDS accusations on Twitter. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Been consistent on this for years. This dude took VADA. He said USADA to fight Kell Brook. They were talking about, he was on shit back then. But it's funny, that the boxing fans, and I'll put the screenshots on the screen. Mason, sit. There you go. It's funny that these boxing fans, they accuse fighters more of being on that shit than they give backlash to the fighters that's been caught multiple times. Okay? And apparently Austin Trout said something. Now, I'm not sure what Austin Trout said. I kind of digged and kind of looked. He did an interview with Mr. Hawthorne, Kung Fu Kenny, punching bag, and maybe something came out there. Okay, not sure what he said, but he said that, put a name on it, this, that, and the third. We know Austin Trout has been talking about coming back down to 147. I interviewed Trout about, 5 years ago. So, he's a good dude, man. And maybe he just opened his mouth because he know he on the last stand. All right? But they can talk about Earl being on that shit all they want to. He took USADA and VADA at once. He been enrolled in USADA for years now. Are there some gray areas there? Yes, there's some gray areas there. He refused to get into the WBC VADA drug testing protocol. Now, you got to ask him why he refused to get into that WBC VADA test. But once he won the WBC and got a shot, he took the test. All right, we can't talk about that. He took the test, but he's been enrolled in USADA, and that's the only thing I could think that's been questioned about him is not being in the WBC VADA drug testing protocol. But he was going for the IBF, and people said, well, Big Baby Miller didn't do it, and he was on hot. There's a lot of fighters that refuse to get into that testing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fighters that don't, believe, but they testing is so inconsistent. All right, when you see the integrity of VADA and the WBC, they gave Canelo a slap on the wrist. If they could have, they probably would have covered it up, and they've probably been covering it up for years. But other than that, he addressed people talking about his nipples being puffy. Well, my stepbrother nipples was puffy, and my mom said that's like hormones or something like that. Hormonic or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, he wasn't on no steroids. So people want to talk about his nipples. I ain't trying to look at no another nigga's nipples to begin with. Nobody's trying to look at no grown man's nipples. Look at his nipples, and this dude got back acne, and that dude got back acne. Okay, we out here as boxing fans. This the issue. We out here pressing fighters that's been tested clean, that's been negative, that's hard work, dedication, you feel me? But it's taboo to talk about Canelo. If you want to make accusations or you want to make assumptions, well, you need to start off, for one, with the dudes that's already pop-top that's still here, or that's missed drug tests, multiple drug tests like Tony Yoka, Quadres, you know what I'm saying? The dudes that's pop-top, Canelo, Luis Nery. I mean, you can go on and on. Lamont Peterson, he pop-top, but it never happened again in his career. I mean, we need to start off with those type of guys. Dillian White, Alexander Povetkin, Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Before you accuse the Errol Spences, the Anthony Joshuas of the world, and some people been even gone as far to accuse Deontay Wilder. But, instead of accusing those dudes, why don't you address Tony Yoka, Jarrell Miller, Povetkin, who popped twice, hot twice, Tyson Fury, Dillian White popped hot twice. Why we ain't pressing them and asking for them to be banned? What's so funny is when it comes to black fighters, they asked him, Jarrell Miller, to be banned for a lifetime. All right, they asked Miller to be actually banned for a lifetime, but Antonio Margarita, he put shit into his hand wraps and he still been able to fight. Why ain't nobody talking about how Antonio Margarito should have never been able to fight again? Never. But they always want to make the example with the black man. That's the issue. If you want to talk about banning people, we need to be banning a lot of these dudes, no matter what color they is. But you want to make assumptions. Why is it always frowned upon to make assumptions about Pacquiao? Some dude who came up from drop weight to welterweight and was still knocking dudes out and hurting dudes and didn't gain an ounce of water weight. Nothing. Straight muscle. And then you had Alex Ariza talking about, Freddie saying, we don't know what he put in his shakes. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to ask yourself. If you want to make assumptions about guys, y'all assuming about Errol Spence. What's so spectacular about Errol Spence being on that shit? You seen his last few fights, he's starting to dry out at the weight. So he ain't on no superhuman shit. The power, as the competition level stepped up, as long as he draining himself to make 47, the power's gone. He's starting to get tired. You can tell. He's a fighter that's drained. He not a fighter that's on no superhuman shit. Oh, look how he cut down the weight. That's just how some people do. When you cut down the weight, some dudes can cut down the weight and do it the right way and they shred it up. Some dudes can cut down the weight and they still kind of flat. That's his body type. That's truly his body type. I don't think he on nothing to cut the weight. That's just him. He not a big dude. He 5'9", and people talking about he this big, tall, strong. Well, man, nigga, where? Big welterweights was like Trinidad and Paul Williams and Thomas Hearns. Those were big welterweights. Humongous welterweights. You have to ask yourself how they make the weight. How did Durant make 35? So you really ask yourself, how did he make 47? And to be honest, Ray Leonard was a big welterweight. But everybody want to say this dude's so big and strong. No, he's not. He's an above average size welterweight. But really, you could tell his strength and his power starting to fucking decrease because he's staying too long at the weight. Now, if he was really on that shit, you would know it. You wouldn't see any slippage, any drainage, any power outage. This is somebody who's overstaying their welcome at 47. So I'm not going to sit here and assassinate, no matter how much I don't like how he moving in boxing. I'm not going to assassinate somebody's character when it's a lot of other fighters that y'all could be jumping on about being on that shit. That's been on that shit. Let that marinate for a minute. But welcome to boxing, where we assume that a fighter and just talk about a fighter being on steroids. Oh, his nipples. Y'all ain't never seen boys with puffy nipples before? That's how I know a lot of y'all is lame, bro. Y'all ain't never played a sport, never been in a locker room, ain't never played the organized sport, never played shirts and skins in football or basketball, out in the street, pick them up, mess them up. That's how you know a lot of these dudes don't. They ain't never participated and had an athletic bone in their body. Ain't never exchanged a punch in a street fight. That's how you know. It shows. Ignorance shows, man, especially in sports. This dude ain't on no, in my opinion, until you get caught. Like I said, anybody can get caught taking shit. That banned substance list is very, very anal, bro, about what you can and can't take. You can find stuff that, your boy might take in GNC that's on the banned substance list. If you it's a steroid, Jalen Love got popped for a diuretic. It's a steroid. No, it's not. Diuretic is something that help you cut water to help make weight. People consider a performance enhancing drug, but I can drink water and drink coffee, and coffee is considered a diuretic. But why is when I talk about Pacquiao and Canelo, assume about Pacquiao, and we talk about the offenders, that is just seen as, Luis Nery, bro. Like I said before, man, he got popped a couple times, but y'all didn't want to talk. Y'all want to have that conversation. Dillian White got popped twice. He should have a lifetime ban in the UK. Y'all want to talk about that? Tyson Fury popped hot for the same drug as his cousin and blamed it on wild boar. Y'all want to talk about that? You want to get to assuming? What about the Klitschko brothers and Manny Pacquiao? Come on, man. We can go all day, all night. about assumptions in boxing. In boxing, we can assume till we can't assume no more. You know, but that's just my whole thing about it, man. I don't think the dude on nothing, man. But like I said, it's never safe to say that, because you never know what could happen. So a lot of these dudes be on some type of stuff, man, and you don't know. But hey, how about we focus on cracking down on dudes that's popped hot already, instead of focusing on dudes that's been popping clean, that's consistently been clean. Excuse me. How about we put our focus on the dudes that's popped hot and make sure they don't pop hot again, and make sure they getting tested to the T. How about we make sure we talk about Chavez, who ducked the drug test? How about we talk about Joseph Parker, who a lot of people don't talk about, ducked the drug test? Y'all talk about the Charlos ducking the drug test, but they ain't been caught on shit else since. So let's talk about some of the other dudes that missed drug tests too. And don't say, "Oh, I'm misinformed." If you misinformed and you don't stay current about current boxing news, then you shouldn't even be at the table, bro. You shouldn't be arguing with nobody if you ain't up on current events, or at least some of them. You shouldn't be arguing about boxing with nobody if you don't know shit about boxing. If you ain't never boxed, you ain't never did an athletic thing in your life, or you ain't researched, you ain't been watching boxing for 10 years, at least 10 years. And then again, you got a little small voice at the table. Shut the fuck up. Honestly, it's too many of these people that just found boxing all of a sudden the last few years, and they want to talk like they savants, so they Burt Sugar or some shit like that. No, sit there, learn the game, suck up the game, do your internship, and then you can have an opinion. This YouTube stuff just didn't gain too many people an opinion, bro. And they got an opinion that they don't even deserve, bro. And it's just a troll opinion. And a lot of y'all, I want to catch y'all in traffic and bust y'all in y'all mouth and see if it's really, really real, like Method Man say. A lot of y'all want to bust y'all in y'all mouth because y'all ain't trolls. Y'all don't know nothing about the sport. And that's kind of one of the problems that allow false narratives like this to go around, and uninformed narratives to go around like this, because of the lack of knowledge in the box community. You know? The lack of knowledge. A lot of y'all lack knowledge. And it ain't nothing to go on YouTube, watch some fights, read up on information and learn what it really is. Just because you got acne on your back and puffy nipples, sometimes that's just nature. But before you accuse somebody, how about we continue to be on the dudes that actually popped hot and failed, and then we should be on the dudes that look suspicious on the suspicious list. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos, man. Check out our boxing news playlist for more videos like this. Not sure what Austin Trout said about Errol Spence. I think he's just talking to get a fight at this point. I just thought he should have moved on to 47 a long, long time ago. But hey, not sure what Austin Trout had to say about the situation. But like I said, man, one of the best guys you can interview in boxing, real good guy. Don't understand why he interviewing with Dork Hawthorne or Kung Fu Kenny punching bag. But if you're around him, don't interview with that guy. That dude always got inside agenda. You know what I'm saying? He's a straight, like, if you dudes who believe in pro-black shit, which I don't believe in that shit no more, stay away from that dude. He's a mold. He's a mold in the box community. He's a mold in the black community. He headed for self-destruction. I hate dudes like him. You know what I'm saying? I really do. If he fell off the face of the earth or he slipped and chopped his head off, I really wouldn't shed a tear. This ain't Tupac shed so many tears. Some of these brothers, man, that's out here, man, we need to get rid of them. And that's a word to the mother. Some of these dudes don't deserve to live. And by people, that's callous, CJ. It's just what it is, bro. We got a lot of brothers out here in the society that they need to be put down. He one of them. You know what I'm saying? I wish he kind of like wash up and then his skin just turn white, and it'll make a lot of sense to me. Can't stand that dude, man. Can't stand none of them, bro. A lot of y'all lame ass niggas still following them. They trying to pimp their members out and all that type. Get out of here, man. Fuck up out of here, man. What y'all know what it is? Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video.